Welcome. My name is Olivia, and it's honestly so nice to see you here. I'm really glad you pressed play, because this one small action means you're already doing something great for yourself. In today's video, you'll get 3 things that will help you grow your English in the most natural way. First, I'll tell you a simple and easy-to-follow story from real life. It's the kind of story that feels familiar, like something you or someone you know might have experienced. Stories like this help you connect with the language emotionally and remember phrases more easily. Then we'll go over some useful English phrases that appeared in the story. These are expressions real people use every day, like when they're chatting with friends, ordering coffee, or dealing with little surprises in life. I'll explain what they mean and show you how to use them in your own conversations. And finally, I'll share with you a powerful tip on how you can make fast, steady progress just by listening a little every single day. No pressure, no long study hours, just a simple habit that fits into your life. Are you ready for all that? Grab your tea or coffee, find a cozy spot, and take a deep breath. This time is just for you. Sit back, relax, and let's begin. There's a woman named Grace. She works remotely from her cozy 1-bedroom apartment, tucked away on a quiet street where not much ever happens. Her days follow a calm routine: morning coffee, hours of focused typing, soft music playing in the background, and the occasional stretch by the window to watch the world go by. She enjoys the stillness. The peace helps her think. But every now and then, she feels a little disconnected, like she's living in a bubble no one else can see into. One Thursday morning, just as she sat down with her favorite mug and opened her laptop, the doorbell rang. It startled her. No one usually came by without texting first. Curious, she walked to the door and opened it. There stood her neighbor, Andrew, looking flustered and slightly out of breath. His tie was half tied, his hair still damp from the shower, and in his hand he clutched a phone that kept buzzing. "Grace," he said quickly, "I'm so sorry to bother you, but I'm in a bit of a mess. I have a super important Zoom meeting in less than 10 minutes, and my dog sitter just texted to cancel. Could you, just for an hour, watch Max? I know it's sudden." Grace blinked, caught off guard, then smiled. "Of course, don't worry, bring him in." The moment Max, a small brown terrier with big eyes and endless energy, stepped into her apartment, he acted like he'd lived there his whole life. He sniffed every corner with authority, inspected her slippers, gave a single commanding bark at the sofa, and then jumped up to sit beside her desk chair as if saying, "This'll do." Grace laughed. "You're a bold little guy, aren't you?" As she returned to work, Max stayed beside her, occasionally glancing up as if reviewing her progress. He didn't whine. He didn't demand attention. He just sat, calm and alert, as if understanding the rhythm of her day. And strangely, it felt nice. The silence that usually echoed through the apartment now felt filled, not with noise, but with presence. A few hours later, she decided Max could use a walk. She grabbed a spare leash Andrew had handed her and headed outside. The moment they stepped onto the sidewalk, something shifted. People noticed her. A little girl holding her mother's hand waved at Max and shouted, "Puppy!" A jogger gave her a cheerful nod. Even the barista at the local coffee shop, who usually barely made eye contact, stepped out and said, "He's adorable, here, on the house," and handed her a cookie. Grace smiled, almost blushing. "Thank you," she said, surprised by the warmth in the air. They continued walking through the neighborhood, and for the first time in a while, Grace felt like she belonged to it. Like she wasn't just watching life from a window, but was a part of it. "This dog is magical," she thought, half joking. But the feeling was real. When Andrew came back in the afternoon, he looked much more relaxed. "You're a lifesaver," he said, taking Max's leash. "Was he any trouble?" "Not at all," Grace replied, smiling. "Actually, I think he might have changed my whole day. I didn't just walk your dog. I made 3 new friends and got a free cookie." Andrew laughed. "Sounds like Max earned his keep." From that day on, Max became a regular visitor. Sometimes just for an hour, sometimes for an afternoon nap by Grace's desk. He'd show up with a wagging tail, and Grace would open the door like welcoming an old friend. And slowly, without even realizing it, her once quiet apartment became a little warmer, her routine a little brighter. All thanks to one unexpected morning and one small, confident dog who walked into her life like he belonged there all along. Now let's go over some useful phrases from the story. These are real expressions you can use in daily life, not textbook language, but the kind that helps you sound natural and confident. Like he owned the place. This phrase is used when someone enters a space or situation with a lot of confidence, almost too much, as if they are in charge or completely at home, even when they're not. In the story, Max the dog walked into Grace's apartment with zero hesitation. He sniffed everything, barked once, and made himself comfortable, like he belonged there. For example, that kid walked into the party like he owned the place, saying hi to everyone like a celebrity. Use this phrase when someone acts very bold or overly confident in a new place. Curled up. To curl up means to make your body small and cozy, usually by sitting or lying in a relaxed position. Think of a cat sleeping in a ball shape, or a person wrapping themselves in a blanket on the sofa. In the story, Max curled up beside Grace's desk, making himself comfortable while she worked. For example, she curled up on the couch with a warm blanket and watched a movie. Use this phrase to describe someone or something relaxing in a peaceful and cozy position. Something felt different. This is a gentle way to describe a small emotional shift or a change in atmosphere. You may not be able to explain it fully, but you just sense that something has changed. In the story, Grace noticed her day felt different after Max came in. Not louder, not chaotic, just warmer. For example, after he left, something felt different. The room didn't feel as empty. Use this phrase when you want to express a subtle emotional change without needing to explain everything. From that day. This phrase introduces the start of something new, a change that continues into the future. It's often used in stories to show when a new habit, feeling, or relationship began. In the story, Grace said, "From that day," because something important had shifted between her and Max. For example, "From that day, I started walking every morning before work." Use this phrase to mark the beginning of a new routine, relationship, or change in your life. Made 3 new friends. This is a friendly and positive way to say that you connected with new people. It can be used literally, when you meet and talk to new people, or lightly, like when small interactions feel meaningful. In the story, Grace met kind strangers while walking Max, and those moments made her feel more connected. For example, "I joined a language exchange and made 3 new friends in one day." Use this phrase when you want to talk about forming new social connections, even in small ways. A simple favor. This means a small, kind action you do to help someone else, not because you have to, but because you want to. Often, these small things lead to bigger moments. In the story, Grace did her neighbor a simple favor, but it ended up changing her whole day. For example, "It was just a simple favor, but she still thanks me for it." Use this phrase when you describe a small act of kindness that had a positive impact. Each of these phrases adds emotion and depth to your English. Try using 1 or 2 in your own stories. They'll make your speaking sound more natural and full of life. You see? English is truly all around you, even in something as simple as walking a neighbor's dog. It's in the way people speak, in small everyday actions, in smiles, in unexpected conversations. The more you listen to real stories like this, the more your brain starts to recognize the rhythm of the language. You begin to notice common phrases without even trying. It's not about memorizing rules or finishing chapters in a book. It's about hearing real English in real life, over and over again, until it feels natural. And here's the best part. You don't need to figure it all out alone. You're not starting from scratch. We've already prepared playlists for you, filled with stories, phrases, and real conversation, all designed to help you improve just by listening. All you have to do is press play. Even 10 minutes a day is enough. Just 10 minutes of your time, and you'll be surprised how much you grow, how much you understand, how confident you begin to feel when you speak. So please remember, I'm really proud of you for showing up today. That's not small, that's big. And I hope you'll come back tomorrow, and the day after that, and just keep going, step by step. Take care, and see you very soon.